Hello everyone, it's Taff again for another instalment of Taff's Word, and this is another Newport County one. And going off of the title I've used, the title being segmented, and that's going to describe our supporter base for exactly what it is right now. Very segmented. Now, first example I'm going to give, Amber Army, the supporter group that I work with, been part of since its formation in 2010. Not the formation of a full support group, but since we all got together and sort of lived under, well, we didn't really call ourselves anything until we were called it, till we were called the County Choir. We never really called ourselves anything, we just got together. 2010 is when the bulk of the group now first sort of met and got together and carried on singing in the crowd over at Speedy Park. So we are now the Amber Army, and basically we put on a quiz night the other night. That happened on Thursday night. It was well advertised, and we put it about everywhere the club put it out. People spoke about it, knew about it, and naturally them thought, even though I don't like to get my hopes up with these things, I think I've mentioned on a many of occasion that back when I was on the board of the Supporters Trust some years ago, I used to do events and was always let down. Never ever could never ever wield the support of the supporter base, so I gave up on events basically and sought out other fundraising opportunities. For the first time in a while, we've had to go a couple of events this season, and this one in particular I was hoping would raise a bit of money for the club. Obviously not going to change our season, not exactly going to guarantee us promotion next season if we go down, or whatever, or keep us up the season after if we stay up. But it was going to be something that I was going to show that we were doing something for the club. And unfortunately, it was quite badly unsupported. I don't feel bad about it because I can hold my head up and say we gave it a go. You know, for the good of the club, we gave it a go. If no one was interested, no one was interested. But thankfully, it was still a really good night. The supporters club turned up. They put a team in. We had directors turn up. Mike Everett turned up. Neil Collier and Gavin Foxall. The gaffer, Michael Flynn, turned up with Wayne Hatswell. And 4 players turned up as well. So other than our little group, which was me, obviously myself, Tom Tremaine, Chris Clark and Rob Leonard, my fiancée Leanne turned up, and another member of our group, Paul Gobbett, turned up for us as well to help out. Obviously, our Gavin's mate Carl, and I didn't quite recognise, I think it was Mike and Neil's friend, I can't think his name, but it's somebody who I've seen about, but I can't think what his name is. Sorry about that, by the way. So we basically had 4 teams, and in the end, the people that were there were brilliant, and we still made £100. And we decided, obviously, only days after hearing about poor Kieran Sanjis and the fact that he just found out that he's got cancer, we decided to donate it to his family. Obviously, his father Matthew is unable to work properly, which means he's going to be struggling to bring an income in, and basically going back and forth to Heath and Cardiff, it's not going to be a cheap thing to do. So we thought any little could help them, and they were absolutely delighted by it. Fair play. And I know we said we were going to raise the money for the club, so apologies to anyone who thinks that we should have given it to the club. But to be honest with you, it was so badly unsupported by the fan base, it's borderline embarrassing. And this isn't prompting this video. I mean, that's just an example of how segmented our fan base is. I mean, you've got supporters who think... You've got too many supporters who think they're better than people, you know? I mean, people look at me, and they look down at me, and I don't give a fuck personally, I really don't. If someone wants to look at me and think, fuck you, you think you are, I'm better than you, I really don't care. When it gets to the point when that kind of diversity affects the football club, which it does, That's one big disadvantage we've got over clubs in the same division as us. We are so segmented, we're so at each other's throats, we can't come together and do anything. I mean, why do you think people are so discouraged from doing events? Because nobody wants to support them. You know, it's different when you got like the Small Council, for example, and fair play. They put on some really good events over time. Obviously, it helped when you had Cully with his pub, and the fact that you had Rob Santos and people like that who had connections in the music industry, when they can get bands and things like that in, and then they can put on nights and make a load of money, put on race nights and do sponsored slimathons and things like that. You know, and the paying coin thing, because they got the power to get around to a lot of people. Now, when the Small Council does their events, and the fact that they can give thousands of pounds to our junior academy, you got to think, well, hold on a minute, if everybody worked together, surely the Small Council would be going out to get those people to turn up to our quiz. You know, all the people they can get to go to their band nights and race nights, they could be going to get those people to turn up to our quiz. You know, and there are other supporters groups within the supporter partnership who could do the same, but unfortunately chose not to. The supporters club, fair play to them, they turned up, they put a team in, and they helped plan the evening with me. So that's got to be a positive thing to look at and think, oh, a minute, yeah. So it just goes to show the groups can work together on things if they're willing to. And it's not just about the supporter groups. I mean, the supporter groups are there to represent the supporters for different reasons. I mean, the supporters club, I tell you, I'm not even going to bother explaining the reasons why. I mean, a lot of it is quite self-explanatory. For example, Disabled Supporters Association, Official Supporters Club, the Amber Army, well, once the County Choir. It's quite obvious what we're all trying to achieve. So the people who put down the fact that we got a lot of groups, you know, I mean, try understanding what each of them do before you put them down, for one. And then secondly, start thinking, oh, what's more important, you know, you and your image or Newport County Football Club? I mean, like I said, there's people that think they're better than each other. I mean, you'll have you have people like, pardon me, you'll have certain supporters that'll look down at the supporters club because they have a clean cut sort of non-excessive alcohol type of day, and I'll be honest, I'm guilty of referring to the bus as the bingo bus, but I just do it out of banter, you know. But there's some people that'll really put them down, and you know, it's not nice to see that, you know. There'll be people that put my group down a lot, you know, and they're trying to say, oh, we had an atmosphere before you came along. I'm like, oh, brilliant. Where the fuck's that atmosphere now, you know? Because the amount of times people tell me if it wasn't for us, there'd be no atmosphere. So where is your atmosphere? You know? I mean, we're all trying, you know, if you don't like what we're doing, come and tell us. Tell us, oh, no, we don't like this because you do it like this. We think you should do it like that. Fair enough. The biggest criticism we've had is that, oh, you should refer it back to some of the older chants. Newsflash, we do the older chants all the time. So, there we go. New chants, keeping it fresh. I mean, we've got an old school support, I know, but we've got to move with the times. You know? And then, on the other side of the spectrum, where I'm talking about the way the supporters club will be, you know, viewed by fans. You got some fans who prefer to have a little bit more of a drink, you know, like to get a little bit louder, not necessarily causing trouble, but, you know, act in a way where you're a bit of a nuisance, but it's not so much that that's a problem to you. I used to be part of that. I used to go on the bus, get myself steaming on a day out, going to the football. Obviously, I'm there to watch the football, but I'm also there to enjoy my day out as well. And these people enjoy that kind of day out, and I suppose some of the people on the supporters club bus will look at those people and think, oh, how can you enjoy a day out when you get so drunk and you cause all this nuisance and all that? Like, well, people like their days out with the football, how they enjoy it. So, as long as you're doing what you like, and then that person's doing what he likes, why does there have to be a conflict of interest between the two of you when you're there for the sole purpose of supporting the same football club? Do you know what I mean? Like, people have put my group down because of the way we support the club. people to put the small council down because of the way they go and support the club. People to put the supporters club down for the way they support the club. At the end of the day, the one thing we've all got in common is the football club. So regardless of how we're all spending our time or how we go and watch the county, why take the piss out of each other? Why criticise each other? Why put each other down? Why dob each other in for things? I mean, I understand things that get the club in trouble. Yeah, we can't be having that because we can't be getting fine money and dock points and, and building bad reputations with the Football League. We can't be doing that kind of thing. But then, even the hooligans right now, I don't condone hooliganism in any way, shape, or form. These people, I got to be honest with you, I know a few of the lads who get themselves involved in that, and away from that, they're very, very nice lads. I mean, I think they know that I don't agree with what they do. I think they know that I'll never ever be interested in what they do. But I know that, I can talk to them and they can talk to me about the football club, and as mates, So I can talk to these people. I can talk to the supporters club. I can talk to the DSA. I can talk to the smart council. I know people, and that's the thing. I mean, there's not really many bad people that come to watch the county. You get a few idiots who cause a bit of crap and all that, but yeah. But, we've got such a great thing in common. I just can't see why we can't just get along, find the way of working together, respect each other for who we are and what we do for the club. And the fact that we turn up. I mean, we all turn up for the club all the time. So there's got to be something about going and watching Newport County that we can all share in common. I mean, it's the love for the game and it's the love for the club. And surely, there's ways we can all come together, for the greater good of the football club. Surely. Well, I wouldn't call this much of a rant, but I hope you all get where I'm coming from. We put ourselves at a disadvantage because we can't come together as a group of supporters because, we got such an issue with the way other people want to spend their time supporting the club. Everyone will think that they're better than each other. I support the club in this way, so I'm better than you. There's no need for any of it. The attitude that some people have towards other supporters, take the piss out of other supporters because of the way they support the club. People shouldn't be so picky. People should just accept each other for who we are and just come together and under the big thing that we got in common. I'm just going to keep repeating myself all night. I just wish that we could just bang our heads together and come to some sense between us all. And I can tell you something there, the football club would benefit so much from it. Anyway, I think that's been long enough now. So, I hope you guys get what I mean by this. And I hope that there is a way in the very near future that we can actually start supporting this club together like we should. Like the likes of Morecambe and Accrington, who have a lower fan base than us, but then they succeed because they come together. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there now then, guys. And thanks again for watching, everyone. And until the next time, cheerio for now, and up the county.